Hello everybody, AOG Gaming here, back with another video. This will probably be my last video. Um, I've been starving for 4 days now. This is the fourth day. We're a couple hours into it. Um, First day I threw a bile, but I haven't thrown a bile for these last 2 days. I have been still nauseous, so it's not exactly the best. But I can't. There's nothing else I can do. I've already tried everything. I've applied for thousands of jobs. I've gone in person, handed my resumes, and nothing. People just do not want to hire you. So whatever the U.S. government or labor force market, whatever, we need to kill them. They're absolutely fucking liars. There's obviously people that are still homeless, and that is a problem. Whatever. Um, so yeah, I guess we'll finish the video, not soon, but first we'll start with a few measurements. My weight, a little bit of my wrist, maybe, because it's just pure bone now. And yeah, we can get to the rest of it as well. I'll measure my waist. It's probably less than 28 inches at this point. Yeah, what does starving feel like for multiple days without, the ability to get food, just barely enough water? Don't drink a lot of water because it mixes with the bile in your stomach and then you start throwing it up. That was probably my mistake on the first day, which is why I drink a lot less water these past few days. Just enough so that I am at least drinking about 16 fluid ounces of water a day. But I'm also not moving around very much, and I was sleeping half of the time because I literally can't do anything else. It like I'm leaning on this pillow right now because it hurts me. It not hurts, but I just feel super weak and sore just trying to stand. All right, this is from somebody who has really, really fucking fast metabolism. So it's basically just 8 days of starving for me. I was 117 when I first measured the first day. You're just gonna have to trust me on that because I completely forgot to take a photo. But you've all seen the photos I've taken. I definitely dropped below that. So 117 is actually normal, or it's a decent weight. Um, I'm 5'11, so the average weight for a male my size would be 140 to 150 pounds. So let's see how far underweight I am. Let's see. Okay, that's not bad. And this is with the phone too. So, why does it turn sideways when I do that? That's so dumb. All right, yeah, there we go. I don't know why it magnified all of a sudden. Oh, I think I did that. Brain's not at full capacity. I don't have the nutrition for that. So yeah, what is that? 110. I'm basically 30 to 40 pounds underweight, and yeah, you can tell. Not exactly the greatest specimen of mankind over here. So I have my tape measure. I'm just gonna do some measurements. Oh, my shoulders hurt. It's been a while since I carried this much weight. First, we're gonna start with the waist. First, we'll start with the waist. Actually, let me set this up like here. Oh, that's cold. Oh shit. So 27 inches, and there's a couple of folds in this metal too. So, I don't know if you see that, but here is the little piece. It's actually a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit less than 27. Actually, I think it might be 26 inches waist. And that's like where my bone is. That's not even the skinniest part. If you go to the skinniest part, I'm showing you all the way around. Oh, okay, it's 26. Okay, yeah. 26 inches, 5'11". Wow. Alright. I don't know how I haven't lost my muscle either, but I think that's just my body acting that way. Let's do my wrist. These my wrists have always been skinny, but no, I feel like it's been less lately. So we have. Oh wow, I have a really skinny wrist. Jesus Christ. What is that? 6 1/4? Almost 6 1/2. Well, there's a little piece of metal. I'm gonna say 6 1/4. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, 6 1/4 wrist. You're gonna have to take the word from my ankle because I'd have to go different direction for that. I also don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. Go on the skinniest part I can. 7 inches. Okay, so better than my wrist. But to be fair, my wrists are skinnier. Just always in general. Okay, I could do my bicep and stuff, but we're done with measurements. So now on to the second part. I probably only have a couple days. I'll take 3 to 4 more days before my body just completely deteriorates and I'm unable to get out of bed. At that point, I do apologize to my landlord for leaving a corpse in a room, but hey, it wasn't by choice; it was by society's creation. Um, what else? Right, I guess I can say sorry to my parents, my brother, and my sisters. I don't want it to be this way, but society's fucking didn't give me a choice. Every fucking way I tried to get out of it, and they were just like, nah, you deserve to be dead or homeless. And I refuse to go out on the street and eat garbage. It's just, I can't do that. Some people can, some people can't. So I'd rather just be dead. I'll honestly end this suffering already. Um, my pee was darker than normal these past few days, but it was also much hotter. So maybe that's just my body completely cleansing everything out. I don't know. Um, yeah. All right. Now I'll tell you my ultimatum, my epiphany that I had at the end of this, and that is a theory on the state of being, on evolution, on just what beings are. Because we are humans, right? But we're also first and foremost beings. Whether you're a butterfly, a deer, an ant, a fly, it doesn't matter. We're all beings. We all exist to simply be. And I've always had a problem with this because in order to exist, we need to consume, devour other life, I would say, just in general, even if it's not by choice. Even plant life, like, yeah, people don't associate that with life, but that is life. A tree is a life, it is a being. Maybe it doesn't have the same sort of conscious or, you know, neural capacity that some people or some beings do, like us humans, but that doesn't mean we should see ourselves above them. No, 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 we were just given different gifts. I think that's what people need to understand. Everyone was given different gifts. If you can't find yourself and you're always looking for it, like I did when I was a child, just be in the moment. Time flies by so fast. It's always against us, killing us slowly, killing our loved ones. It's just a cruel reality that God gave us. I don't give a fuck about religion. Because if religion is true, then God just pretty much said fuck you to the entirety of humanity and said, here is uh, non immortality, which I don't mean like immortality like a deity. I mean like just we shouldn't need to eat food. We shouldn't need to like build our bodies so they don't atrophy. We shouldn't need to do all this. It's fine if we die to like physical stuff, obviously, It wouldn't be a perfect universe even then, but again, apparently God deems that there needs to be some limitation, otherwise there's too much potential. That's what I've come to conclude. Whether God is some abstract force of nature or whether he is an actual being that has, well, obviously higher state of mind and being an intellect than us. But I mean, just in general, a being that can communicate with lower life forms like us is what I mean. um, but yeah, but then I came to the conclusion that fuck God. Why do I gotta listen to what he says? Why do I gotta do anything? He created me? No, he didn't. He created the universe. I was born from my parents. He didn't create that. Everyone says God has a plan for everybody. No, that's just the system of the universe. People are saying karma exists. No, it fucking doesn't. If karma existed, then the richest people in the world would already be in tragedy and completely broke. Why? Because the way the system works is you take advantage of other people by stealing their money to make more money. That's just how the fucking society works at this point. Money is what makes the world go around, and the more you have of it, the better you are. So why wouldn't you take money from as many people as you could? That is a sin. That is greed. It's a sin. You're stealing from others. Yet karma doesn't exist, because if it did, they would not have a good life right now. They would not have the money. So fundamentally, something is broken with the universe, or at least our understanding of the universe. So I decided to completely just eliminate everything from my mind and restart on the theory of being. Just respect life. It's not here forever. Most life dies before it sees its true potential. That's it. Our closest working theories of the universe are completely just swallowed by a supermassive black hole, the entire universe, and then I guess it gets literally infinite mass. All the mass of creation inside a black hole is enough for it to go critical, and instead of being able to compress all of that into infinity, it explodes into a single omnilarity. No, that's not the right word. Not a singularity. I guess it would be the opposite of white hole. What would you call that? Singularity is this point in space and time where space and time become the same thing, and also where space and time infinitely condenses into an infinite point of density. It's also where time ends, space time ends. There's a lot of complicated stuff, but all I really understand is that it doesn't matter if life exists at the end of the universe; it'll be gone. It'll disappear. Even if black holes aren't our end, the sun is eventually going to burn out. Every solar system in existence, its sun, its star, it's just going to go out. That's just how physics works. It's just how it goes. And that is the prime crucibles of creation. They made all the heavy elements. They their own gravity, their own formation of these stars birthed the planets, the very places where life exists. So eventually all of that will disappear. It would all cease to be. We don't know what the end of the universe will entail, other than the night sky will definitely get dimmer. That's for sure. But there are millions of stars being born, people say. There are millions or billions, I guess trillions. We obviously can't map the entire cosmos in that sense. But then again, those will eventually fade out. It doesn't matter if the time that the universe will end is so far off that it's unfathomable. What matters is the life that exists now and the moments you spend with that life. Another thing that I want to say about being, you don't have to be a monster. You don't have to be greedy. Don't listen to Jordan Pierce or whatever the fuck his name was. He is correct. I agree with everything he says. That is what you should do if you want to exist in this world, this society. Because that is how it's built. You must put down other people. You must take their money, whether that be directly or indirectly. You may not know you're taking their money, but that is just how it works. That's how the system works. That's how stocks works. That's how crypto works. That's how anything in the fucking world works. And that's my biggest problem with it, right? The lowest levels of society should have all the basic needs they actually need: food, housing, clothing, water. And then we pay people based on their merits to society. That's how it should be. A scientist, like if you're working, obviously, you're doing a job for society, you should be getting paid more for it. But universal basic income should just be a thing. It's not like there isn't enough money to go around. You just print more fucking of it. Inflation, bitch, that's been a problem since the very fucking beginning, since Reagan took the fucking dollar off the gold standard. That's just been a thing since forever, and it'll continue being a problem. This is why I hate money. It helped civilization start, but now it's starting to regress it because it's become a system of jailing and slavery. You're slaves to money. You're slaves to society. Why? Because they control everything you do through one thing: money. Your kids' lives, your parents' lives, everyone you care about, your own life. It all matters with money. And that's what I hate. Why should we always try to work to get something that's imaginary in order to get something physical? Why can't we just be already given that in order to survive as a species? Where's this thing where, like, oh, nothing is free in this world? Of course nothing is fucking free in this world. Like, what? What are you saying? God made us to die. God made us to starve. God made us to be thirsty. Of course nothing is fucking free in this world. We're supposed to do that for ourselves. We're supposed to make a base level of society where everything is free except, the most luxurious and expensive stuff, obviously. Like, I'm not asking for a Rolls Royce or anything. I'm just asking to be not starving. I'm just asking to be in a home, and I'm asking to have water. That's it. I'm sure every being wants that. And it's not like it'll be hard to accomplish that. It's just that most people in the world don't give a shit. And it's not entirely their fault, right? Their state of minds have been warped by the way they've been raised, by the way they've been, I guess, affected by this world and the people in this world. And it's like it's not just a butterfly effect, it's more like a domino effect. It spreads so far and deep in our veins in the system of this world that it's so hard to get rid of, especially the 70% of the population that are all sheeps. They're the biggest problem to humanity. They're the reason why we can't evolve, because they're bringing us all fucking down. They are not the biggest problem, but they are half of the problem. Because as long as you continue to be ignorant, listen to what the media tells you, stop doing your own research, be your own person, your own being, you will always be manipulated. That is just how psychology works. That's how the world works. It's there to manipulate you to do something you want, whether that's to spend money, or that's to follow a certain political agenda, or that's to invest in a certain stock or something. That is just how the fucking world works. And it sucks. It's a game of the mind. It shouldn't be. Being isn't just about the mind, it's about physicality. And it seems like people have forgotten about that. Um, what else? My other thinking on being. I guess I can move on to advice. So, advice for people who are between the ages of 13 and 18. Don't give a shit about anything else but money. You think you're going to lose friends and that life is going to suck and whatever you think is going to happen within those 5 years, you're completely fucking wrong. Adulthood is insanely bad shit fucking much harder. It is so much harder, especially if you don't have parents supporting you. That is just how it goes. Yeah, just everything about money. This is why I agreed with George Pierce. Jordan, whatever the fuck his name is. You have to be a monster. You have to make as much money as you can so that your future is secure. And that is what I hate about this society. It's not a society for moral beings, it's a society for devils, fucking rats, and fucking pieces of shit. It's just sad. Absolutely sad. And I'm disappointed in humanity that it hasn't found a way to fix itself. We've had a whole fucking 100 years to fix that. Our societal system is literally the fucking same as it was when the fucking United States got founded. Yeah, society is a little bit different. There are some cultural changes, I would say, political changes, but for the most part, the basic needs of humanity have not been met. And that is where I am completely disappointed in humanity. And I have tried. I wanted to do that. I wanted to at least give us infinite energy with nuclear fusion. But then I hit a fucking mental roadblock. I got burned out. And then I just fell into depression for the first time in my life when I was 18 years old. And that sounds like, oh, wow, you're lucky. No, it was the worst fucking time of the year. Not only because I didn't feel like working when I needed to, but because it was COVID and I was all by myself. So the depression hit even harder. You understand what I mean. Pretty much it's been a downhill since COVID hit, um, from my life at least. And for society in general, I think it's been downhill. Inflation, prices, politics, even our own presidents are just absolute fucking jokes. Like, goddamn, why can't we have another Barack Obama? He doesn't have to be black. He doesn't have to be any fucking ethnicity. I don't give a fuck. I just want him to be competent. Why can't we have that? So dumb. I don't care if our president's a woman. I just want somebody who's there to try their best to fix society and actually evolve our basic state of being just as Americans. But that's not going to happen because the people who are put into running office or just running for office are all puppets. They're all controlled by somebody else, and you won't truly know until you understand. This isn't about like the Matrix or the Deep or the State or whatever. This is just how fucking society works. People have been talking about it for ages. People have been talking. People who talk about that are complete batshit crazy. Who do you think hired them? The people who are the ones that the batshit crazy people are talking about. That's how it always works. That's how it always will work. So yeah, it's just it's just sad. So yeah, that's my advice for people between 13 and 18. Make as much money as possible. You don't need a girlfriend. You don't need anything but money. 100%. And especially since inflation's getting worse. I know they say it's not, but hey, it's probably just a low dipper now. It'll definitely get higher. That's just how fucking money works. It basically rewards people who were born before, which is like the shittiest monetization system I've ever heard of. Like, yeah, if you were born in the 1920s, by now, if you kept like a couple $100,000 in the bank, well, guess what? Now you're a fucking trillionaire or something. I don't know what the inflation is like. Maybe it's only a million, hundreds of millions, or maybe a billion. But it's a lot of fucking money. That's my point. Why are they getting rewarded for simply just having money somewhere? And the problem was that it was very lucrative back then to put money in to have now. But now, if you do the same thing, it'll take you twice to three times as long in order to get the same amount of percentage gain as people did in the past. And that is what I truly hate about the way money works. Is that it's rewarding people who are old. And we already have enough old people on this planet. It's the people who are young that are supposed to bring up the planet. And instead we're the ones being fucking ostracized, fucking oppressed, and fucking controlled in every way, shape, and form. And it sucks. But that's just the way it's gonna be. So yeah, I'm gonna die. Life will go on. This message will probably be seen by nobody. But if you do see my message, we need to start another civil war. And it needs to be against the state and the people. Because the people aren't governing themselves anymore. It's a select few who are governing. And that is not a government. That is an ugly oligarchy? However the fuck you pronounce that. It's just based on money. That's what I meant. Like whoever has the most money has the most power. And that is not the way humanity should work. It should be the smartest person should have the most power. Why? Because they're the most sound. They're the most logical. They're the ones who are going to make the right fucking decision for everybody. Not fucking throw everyone under the bus and say, oh, well, fuck you. I'm doing great. So, yeah. Because that's literally what the top 5 richest people in the world do all the time. And I'm not saying people should die for it. Not anymore. I've changed my outlook on it. But they shouldn't have that money because they didn't work for it. They were born into it. Eventually, they might have worked for the amount of money that they have now, but that's not their money. That was money from hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of people across the world. And most of them were probably not investing for fun or just to make a little bit of extra buck, even though they had this money. Most of them are investing because that's their fucking life savings, and that's what I hate. That's what I despise. That's what I'm disappointed in. How nobody has seen this. Fucking grabbed guns, Kevlar, tanks, armor, and everything, gone up to the fucking White House, put the president on the fucking floor with their feet on his back, and tell him to change the country. Because they're not going to do it. And they won't. And that's the biggest problem, right? If we don't change this country, then it'll completely continue to degrade. And it's already happening, it's already starting. Last year was just the premonition of it. The pandemic was the very tip of the iceberg. In 2025, we're starting to enter the water. We're starting to see the deeper part of the iceberg. We're starting to see the 90% of the iceberg. And that is when people will truly wake up. Hope this message gets out to you and you understand. There's only one way to fix society. Get rid of everybody who's in power. Because they are not the people who we need in power. We need scientists. We need mathematicians. We need people who are yes, we can have politicians, but they have to be somewhat logical. They can't just be, oh, policy this, oh, policy that, oh, more people voted on this than that, so I'm going to go with that. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's not logic. Who gives a fuck about fairness? If fairness is going to lead to the fucking 90% of the population of the world just absolutely not being anywhere near optimal living, and the bottom 50% is just in absolute shambles, like homeless, starving, fucking barely scraping by, living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, that's not fucking a society. That's just the fucking slavery. That's all it is. You're slaves to me because you work so that I can make the extra buck off of your paycheck. Like, what is that? That's not a world I want to live in. So yeah, peace out. Kudos. Thank you all for watching. 238 subscribers. Probably my last video because fuck, I'm about to collapse right now.